What's going on, y'all? This Cop Pizzle NFL Scouting Combine was this weekend, and Pizzle consumed a lot of content, not only here on YouTube, but in other various social media platforms. And no, I'm not here to sit here and break down players running around in thong panties for you. I just there was one particular narrative out there being pushed, and we've already kind of talked about this, that there seems to be some content creators, some Giant fans out there that just absolutely love Malik Willis. I mean, they think this guy should be the New York Giants quarterback. They're done with there's a handful of you done with Daniel Jones, right? And I'll be the first to tell you that Daniel Jones, whether he's with the Giants or any other team, has to learn how to play a full season without getting hurt, right? Some of the greats like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, um, for the longest time, Peyton Manning was able to stay. Eli's another great one. Able to stay healthy over extended periods of seasons, um, and help their teams, help their franchises be successful. That's what the great quarterbacks are able to do. You can be able to do all the things you want to and make all the great throws and stuff like that. Like, you know, Pat Mahomes is great, right? But he's not great if he's on the sidelines or on the bench for Kansas City hurt, right? So it's important for your quarterback to stay healthy because he is the lifeblood. It seems like the way the NFL is going, they're the backbone of each and every team. Um, with that being said, I want to talk about Daniel because, well, first of all, obviously, I defended Eli late in his career with the Giants, right? I was very passionate there. I always thought and felt that Eli, during his tenure with the Giants, elevated the New York Football Giants. He made them a better franchise, made them a better team than when he got there. When he got there, the Giants were a two Super Bowl champion team, and by the time he left, he was a four-time Super Bowl champion. And you could argue that if it wasn't for certain circumstances, Eli could have potentially won three, maybe even four Super Bowls, with the Giants. And late in his career, I felt like the Giants failed him in elevating Eli. Where Eli was able to elevate them for many years, they were not able to elevate Eli. And we had some geeks out there like Mike Too Nice, who was able to uh, pretend to be right, you know, when they didn't know what the fuck they were talking about when it came to the Giants and Eli Manning. But um, how it all ended with Eli wasn't great, right? And then so I look at Daniel Jones, and what's funny about Daniel Jones is I compare Daniel Jones' time with the Giants as like a relationship with a woman. And look, I know there's some of you guys out there that are just like Bobby Skinner. You're gonna be a virgin for the rest of your life. There's no hope for you, and ever I mean you would know where to start with the 60 minutes. So I mean, like, I know there's no hope for some of you, but uh there's a lot of you that are. And so, as I always say about this channel, where we talk about football, we also talk about life, and they go hand in hand together. I look at Daniel Jones' situation like being in a relationship with a woman, and maybe you've seen or talked to a friend before who's came to you and he broke up from it with his girl, and he's listing all of the things that she did wrong, which led to the breakup between the two. And a lot of times when that's happened to me, I always say to myself, well, what the fuck did he do? He's listing all the things that she did wrong. Was he just perfect? No, there's no question that it might have been her fault, but did he was there something that he did that led to her doing what she did? Whatever. And so I look at Daniel Jones and I say to myself, you can sit here and go nuts and jizz in your pants when Malik Willis is making these great throws at the scouting combine in a thong. You can show me all the highlights of him playing for Liberty University, all the fuck you want to, and tell me that he's a better quarterback than Daniel Jones and yada yada yada, and he would do better than us. But then you're saying, in saying that, that means that you're saying that the Giants did everything that they were supposed to do in helping Daniel Jones be a successful quarterback in the National Football League. Do you really believe that? Did they give him enough weapons? Did they protect him? I don't think they did. I don't think they did. I just don't believe that. I don't believe it. I don't believe what's happened to Daniel Jones is fair. I really don't. And so you could tell me that this prospect is great, even though you didn't watch a fucking single game. Right? By the way, these content creators out here, when they tell you, when you ask them, because I know some of you guys think that these guys know what the fuck they're talking about. So you ask them, you say, hey, what do you think about so-and-so? What do you think about him? Do you think he's a good player? When they hit you with the, I don't know, yeah, I think he's good, but I still need to do my work, finish up my work on him. If they hit you with that line, it means they don't know who the fuck you're talking about, and they ain't never seen him play. They spin these whole bogus fucking words around to make it seem like they're none of them ever say, like, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. Knowing damn well that he wasn't watching any college football in the Saturdays in fall. They were watching cartoons or watching the Yankees get their fucking ass handed to them by the Red Sox. Okay, that's reality. And so I sit here and I listen to this garbage, and I wonder to myself, do these guys even watch the Giants during the season? Like, I understand that YouTube is a way that you can make money, and you could put some products out there, you could try to make some cash flow. Maybe it'll get you another cheeseburger at McDonald's. I don't fucking know. Like, you're out there just putting out content, just hoping shit sticks, and you're out there networking, pretending to be other people's friends so that you can pick up their subs and all this bullshit. But what I've seen the last two seasons, which, by the way, how many coordinators now as Daniel Jones went through, how many head coaches now as he went through, I've watched the last two seasons where the Giants were starting to get something going, and Daniel was clearly the best player on the field, and he went down. Granted, that's a problem that he needs to fix. He went down, got hurt, and the Giants' season completely failed afterwards. Completely hit rock bottom. Now, Daniel Jones' neck injury has to be able to be capable to be 100%, right, when the season kicks off in 2022. I don't have that information currently in front of me. So, but if he is healthy, and if he can play in 2022 and the neck's not going to be an issue, I don't think it's fair to move on from Daniel Jones. And I don't think it's the right decision at all. I don't believe it at all. I believe there's other matters of, like, building up this offensive line, finding an edge rusher, finding a pass rush, improving the defense that really disappointed last year, right? I don't want to tell content creators what to do on here. I really don't. I don't want to be a toxic Giants fan who's in the corner by himself yelling at all the other ones about how stupid they are. But, I mean, you look back here behind me. Look behind me, because that's not a fucking green screen. I mean, you can't walk into this room and not look at Giants and not think about them. Right? The green screen geeks out there are the 5-minute geeks. Couple pumps, couple little pump, and all of a sudden I'm dumping all over the place. And she's unsatisfied. She's mad. Y'all splitting up. Reality was, you're a 5-minute man. That's why she didn't do the shit you wanted her to do. This back here, and I know some of you guys are about that life. That's a 60-minute lifestyle back there. That you can't run from that. And so I sit here and I listen to content creators to try to tell me, who's living and dying with each and every play, that, oh, Daniel Jones ain't that guy. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, what game are you watching? I'd like to see Dable and see what he can do with Daniel. And I think that some of you out there, if I'm being honest, I think that you can't get over the fact that Dave Gettleman drafted Daniel Jones, and you want Daniel to go away so that you can once again grab your lotion like Mike Too Nice and circle jerk your little Dave Gettleman bullshit. Because I seen one of those idiots from New York Giants Rush. I don't even know what his name is. I don't know. That's another group that just so happened to started making videos when COVID hit. And it's like, oh, well, shit, I can't work. I can't go to work. So it's like, how can I make more money? Oh, I'll just make YouTube videos pretending like I know Giants football. And so I seen them geeks out there. And it's like, I don't understand how you can't look at Daniel. And yeah, he's got his problems. He has his issues of needing to stay healthy. But how you can't be excited about what this guy can do, what this new coach can do, what he's done with Josh Allen, and just be curious to see what he can do with Daniel Jones. Right? And look, there's some topics out there like Saquon that I do agree with some of these geeks where it's like, yeah, I think we should probably trade Saquon. I think trading Saquon probably would be a good decision. I really do believe that. But there's some out there that I can't get behind at all. At all. I just can't do it. And one of them is this Daniel Jones being replaced for like a guy like Malik Willis. I don't see that. I don't see why why that's even being talked about. Doesn't make sense. We need a nasty interior lineman in this draft, or just I'm sorry, an offensive lineman. We need a pass rusher in this draft. We need to shore up our secondary, right? We need another offensive weapon that isn't named Evan fucking Ingram. We need guys that can come on this team with the right coaches, but we think we have the right coaches now, and make plays for this once proud franchise. And yeah, that's just it got me a little hot this weekend. It got me a little hot, but you know, we're staying strong over here and being the legitimate New York Giant fans that we are. 60 minutes.